Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Chatting Blues. Before we get into this afternoon's episode, could you do me a massive favour? Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment in the comments section. And what we're going to talk about today is what's basically doing the rounds. There's been a massive kind of influx of reporters reporting Blues are going to spend 20 million this summer. We're also going to be looking at transfer targets. We'll be looking at Dan Scar and Tobias Lett, I think his name is, and we'll be looking at his stats, how they got on last season. But first of all, we will be joined with a guest as well, who will be from the Green Fever, my mate Craig, Plymouth Argyle fan, who's going to kind of guide us through how Dan Scar was playing last season, whether he could fit into a Chris Davis side. So let me just quickly share my screen with you, and we'll go through some of the stuff what's doing the rounds. Again, if you're just joining, if you can do me a favour, lads, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and obviously leave a comment on what we're going to talk about, really. Let me just enlarge this. Okay, so the first thing first, I want to read this article. So this has been posted by Birmingham City. The club are delighted to announce. Now, this might be a bit of old news to everyone else, but I scrolled past this. I should have done it in one of my other videos, to be fair. So the club are delighted to announce that matchday boxes, along with the Wiseman Lounge and Captain's Club, have been sold out for the upcoming season. So these are the new boxes, I imagine. So let me just, hopefully that's shared. So it's only a short one. If anyone knows where these, I think the Wiseman Lounge is the cop boxes, isn't it? And the Captain's Lounge, I'm sure, is in the old main stand. So both of them sold out. So it goes on to say, this is done by Knighthead, this. The club are delighted to announce that all matchday boxes, along with the Wiseman Lounge and the Captain's Lounge, have now been sold out for the upcoming season. This overwhelming response from our supporters highlights the excitement and anticipation surrounding the new hospitality offerings at St Andrews at Knighthead Park ahead of the 24-25 season. The club extends its heartfelt thanks to all the supporters for their enthusiastic response. For supporters who missed out on the hospitality offerings, we encourage you to explore other hospitality packages, which will be communicated shortly. And I think that they've probably put a few boxes to kind of what you can hire out, companies and stuff like that for days out. But it's just good that we've sold them boxes out, especially being in League One. So they go on to say, as we look forward to an exciting season, the club remains committed to delivering exceptional service and unforgettable experience at St Andrews. Thank you for your unwavering support and passion for the Blues. And I just think it's really good, man. And we're going to look at some pictures quickly. I think it was Paul Dowles who's. So these are the boxes. Let me know what you think in the comments. So this is the cut, because you can see the Tilton Road here where my cursor is. So looking really nice and smart. Like I said, I drive past the ground, if not every day, every other day. I was there Saturday, actually. Loads of, in the week, there's loads of work wagons and vans and construction vans and everything. So, they're really getting stuck into this ground stuff. But I was there Saturday to renew my season ticket with my season ticket at the club shop, and there was a queue again, and it's kind of unheard of. If you remember the first day the season tickets come on sale, there was a massive queue. People who haven't had season tickets for many years are getting season tickets, so it's all good. I mean, these pictures look. It looks really smart. And I think as well, I'm not sure whether it's the Wiseman. I don't know. What are these boxes called behind the Gilmer? That's a Tilton there, isn't it? I think. Or is it? Is that? Yeah. I don't know. Someone will let me know in the comments. But yeah, looking really smart. Everyone seems like they're excited for the new season. I don't know. I haven't even shared that, have I? 1 second. Everyone was really excited. I was around the ground and everyone what was renewing season tickets are just really excited, man. yeah, I'll just quickly go through these pictures again. So as I was saying, this is in the Cop. This is, it looks really smart. And we've obviously, like I just read the article, it's a complete sellout. Let's just hope we can. I reckon an average attendance of 21,000 next season. I really do, mate. Really do, man. Okay, let's have a look at some other bits and bobs then. Quickly doing the rounds, and I'll come to some comments, lads. Get your comments in the comment section. We'll look at this. So let's look at some transfers, basically. Let me get rid of this. Right. Okay. So there's a few things doing the rounds. I want to concentrate on this striker. He's a Norwegian striker. So Birmingham City are interested in Sparta Rotterdam striker Tobias Lett with a 5 to 6 million euro bid to be made. There's a few people reporting on this. It's not just that one there. Who was it who reported on that? The 72 clubs. That they're not actually that reliable. But Reluctant Nico has also. There's a few people actually. This guy who covers Norwegian football as well as Reluctant Nico. So reports Blues are plotting a 5 to 6 million pound move for striker Tobias Lett. The 6'4" frontman won most of his aerial duels, 230 across Europe's top 7 leagues in last season. And what I'm going to do is get his stats up. Give me one sec, lads. We'll have a look how he got on last season. So he's playing in Norway. No, he wasn't. He's playing in Holland. He's from Norway, though. Let me just quickly share this with you. So Tobias Lett. So he's Norwegian. He's 26 years old. Did say his height, 6'6". So he's a big lad. Played 34 games for Sparta Rotterdam in Holland's top league. He got 12 goals, 5 assists, 4 yellow cards. Aerial duels won per game, 8.4. Now, at first, I was thinking, he sounds a bit like a target man, doesn't it? Do you know what I mean? And I don't know whether that. What I'm worrying about is are these Craig Gardner signings? Do you know what I mean? And not Chris Davis's. That's the only thing I'm worrying about. Let's have a look at his summary, his strengths and his weaknesses. So yeah, it's centre forward, 12 goals, 9 assists last season. His strengths are his aerial duels, very strong at that, and his style of play. He likes to do flick-ons and does not dive into tackles. There's a little bit more here. Just double check that shared, yeah. 1 second. Okay, let's have a look at this guy, man. 26 years old, centre forward. Again, this is just from last season. His market value is 5 million. Let's see who else he's played for and how many goals he scored in previous seasons. Stats, current season, all seasons. He should be under this. I mean, I looked at it myself, lad. So I'm just going through it as we are now. It isn't telling me. I don't know where I'd find that career, squad numbers, teammates, appearances, goals. I'm not sure about him. I'm not sure where to find where he's played from before. Let me have a quick look. No, we'll come back to him. If anything, we'll come back to him. But let me know in the comments what you think of this guy. Do you think we need a 6'7", 6'7", I think he is. Do you know what I mean? It just sounds a little bit like Djukovic, but he's worth a few quid. He can score a goal as well. I'll just get to a few comments before we look at Dan Scar. Hiya, mate. You're right, yeah. Hi, Nick Kira, and hiya. Hi, Nick. Where do you see? So I sit behind my season ticket, Robs, for behind the lower Tilton. But I tend to just wander around, to be honest, mate. I think I sat in the standing section or stood about once or twice last season. I just move around, really. But my season ticket is for the lower tilt. And what about you? You're right, Pete. How are you, mate? These boxes, yeah, they look class. Shame I'll never get to. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I mean, this is why I didn't really take much notice of it. I just looked at the date on that, Pete. It's 21st of June, so that was last week. You know, it doesn't really mean much to the common fan, does it? But right, we're going to have a look at Dan Scar, because this it just seems to be keep heavily linked with Blues. And yeah, Tobias, just you're right, Toby. All right, Nick, congratulations on the 1K subs. That Tobias sounds all right. Got a good name anyway. Yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't know much about him. I did get up his stats just before I come on. I had a quick look at them, kind of like what he was doing before last season. I think don't take it for gospel. He was playing in the Norwegian leagues and scoring bags of goals. So you know, I mean, Haaland come from there, didn't he? Do you know what I mean? He's Norwegian, so I mean, I'm not saying he's going to turn into Haaland, but it's good we're linked to these sort of players anyway. 1 goal in 3 games, centre forward. Nothing. It's 1 goal in 3 games over his career. Is that Blue Nose? Right. So let's have a look at. We might come back to him actually. Let me get Dan Scar's thing up. Then I'm gonna bring Craig on from the Green Fever, Plymouth Argyle fan, just in case anyone's joined late. He's a Plymouth Argyle fan. He's got a season ticket. He knows a lot more about Dan Scar than we would. You know, we watched him last season, so it'd be nice to get a view from him. Let me just get his stats up first and see if kind of Craig agrees with this. So last season, Dan Scar, I'll talk about it a bit. So he played 25 games last season for Plymouth in the EFL. He got a goal. He picked up 6 yellow cards, 1 red card. His passing rate per game was 81.8. So 8 out of 10 passes, he was hitting the target. He got an average rating of 6.63. How old is he now? He's 29 years old. So he'll be 30 in December. We had him at Blues, if you remember, and I rated him then. It was years and years ago, though, so I can't remember. I remember he was a solid defender, though. I just worry about his passing. Is my main thing. We'll have a look at his strengths and weaknesses. So his strengths are his aerial duels. You know what I mean? He's a big lad. He's strong at that. So his strengths are the same. He's passing, and these usually get spot on. He's strong at his concentration, so I would imagine, you know, he's kind of not hesitant on the ball, and he's good at intercepting the ball as well. His style of play, he clears the ball often out of defence. Whether that means, I don't know. I'm not sure about that. That's whether that means when he comes under pressure, he just gets rid, and that shows intelligence, don't it? You know, rather than trying to take on your man and losing it. I think that's what that means. Clears the ball out of defence often. I would imagine so anyway. And he doesn't dive into tackles, so he stays on his feet and, you know, does his tackling that way. His weaknesses, he's actually saying his weaknesses are tackling here. So, let me just have a look, see if I can get his history up, because I don't know whether he's been at Plymouth. Okay, so you've been at Plymouth for a while. This would be good to get Craig's view. So he played 25 games last season for them in the Championship, 30 games in the League One. So he's used to League One. The season before, he was in League One with them, I think it was, for 35 games. And the season before that, he was at Warsaw. So give me 1 sec. I'm going to bring Craig on. I'll bring Craig on. We'll talk about Dan Scar, and then I'll come to your comments, lads. You all right, Craig?
Yeah, hello, mate. Thanks for having me on, are we?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
How's your weekend going?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, a bit sad if Dan Scar does leave because he's a good player.
Yeah. So obviously, this is what I got you on, is to talk about Dan Scar. So give me a rundown of how you played last season and kind of where you're at with it. If you was to lose him, would it be a big loss?
It's a difficult one because You start the season, he had a great, good campaign. He was in the back, in the centre back with Lewis Gibson, who we signed from Everton on a free transfer. They had a fantastic partnership. Then he had a bit of an injury spell, and then obviously Shuey left. Wasn't really involved over the Christmas period with Juice and Nance, who took over on the interim basis. Then he played. Then Foster came in. He played against Sutton United with Foster. Excuse me. Then Foster froze him out of the squad completely. And then he got 3 man of the matches in the last 3 games. I think it was against Leicester, Hull, and other teams. So, yeah, you are going to get a very combative, good, decent ball playing defender. Yeah, he can play right and left. Maybe sometimes we'll get spun over the top if they put through balls in. Maybe his lack of pace, but on the balance of it, you are going to get a very good defender.
And you said about his ball playing skills, yeah. So would he be a defender? What could? Because we're all predicting a very progressive playing out from the back. We need defenders what are comfortable on the ball. Craig, do you think he could potentially fit into a side that wants to play that way?
Yes, he's very good at playing in a back three. He's very good at ball playing, especially in a three, in the middle of a defensive three. He is a bit shaky in a two, but he can do a job. He's not the the worst player, but he can play that position. But yeah.
And what about I just got his stats up then, didn't I? But he did play for you in League One, didn't
he? Yeah, very good player. He was a mainstay in Steven Schumacher's back three that won us the League One title that got us promoted to the Championship. And of course, he was the season before he played 35 games for us. He does have a tendency of picking up niggles out for 3-4 games. So he does have, quite an extensive injury list at Argyle. But, for a 29-year-old with that sort of record to almost be playing 30 games a season, it's not bad considering his age and the history of his, his injuries.
Yeah. And how's everyone feeling in terms of if you did lose him, would it be a big loss at this point in the season?
I think sentimental wise, yes, because obviously what he's done for the football club, he's been with us, helping us on the club progression year upon year to get into the Championship. But from my point of view, I think that there is better than Dan Scar, but no one should take away from him, the fantastic work that he's done at Argyle, and eventually he will have to move on. We're only talking potentially in maybe another season he has left at Argyle, so because obviously he's getting on a bit now. So yeah, but he is a sentimental wise. I think a lot of fans would be sad to see him go.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a signing that excites me, and the reason being is probably his age for one. He's going to be 30 this year. He's not that quick, is he, Craig? He's not a speedy defender, is he?
But he makes up for it with his defensive awareness. He's, as you said before, if he spots a situation, he'll just kick the ball out. If he's in any danger, he'll just kick it out, put it out for a corner, put it back to the goalkeeper. He's not one of these defenders that messes around with the ball. If he makes a decision, he will alleviate the danger.
Yeah. Okay, mate. So, I mean, is there any news from your end in terms of this Dan Scar leaving? Is it getting reported in Plymouth? Because it just seems to
it's been reported in Plymouth, that there's been links of pretty nearly every week that this deal is likely going to happen. I don't think you guys should be upset about getting Dan Scar. I think you're going to get a decent centre-back who can, come in and do a job if you get injuries or, in the cup games, and you're going to get him for a decent price with 1 year left on his contract. I don't think you can really turn that down.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on this, Craig? Because it is all over social media now. Blues to spend 20 million in League One.
That's fair play, yeah, because I don't think a lot of clubs can spend £20 million in League One. Obviously the drop in revenue between the Championship and League One is quite substantial. So um, I don't know. I think you've got very ambitious owners. I've seen the boxes. I wish we could have boxes like that. You've got very ambitious owners. You've got a well-run club. I think you guys will be hopefully back up with us next season or season
Yeah,
after. Sorry.
yeah. Hopefully, mate. Yeah, I would imagine just quickly on Plymouth. I'd imagine consolidation this season for you. Yeah,
Oh, most definitely. I'm not a massive fan of Rooney. I don't want him. Everybody knows that if you watch my channel. I despise the guy. I don't want him as a leader. But anyway, I've got to back him. I've got to get behind him. Because what's done is done. There's no point banging on about it, is it? Just got to accept it and move on.
yeah. We have talked about the Rooney situation, didn't we, off air and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
really good to have you on, Craig. I'm going to take you off now. If anyone wants any Plymouth Argyle content, his views on Rooney, really good podcast Craig does. It's over on the Green Fever YouTube channel. So I just want to thank you, Craig, for coming on, and hopefully if we do get the Dansgaard appointment over the line, transfer over the line, I'll probably get you back on, mate, if that's all right.
Yeah. Rob had a question for me in the chat. Don't know if you
Okay.
wanted to read it before I go.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So he's saying, my question for Craig: Who does he read the game well? So he's saying, does he read the game well? That's a massive, important quality for a defender. I'm happy if we do get him. So
He's very good. No nonsense. He loves to tackle, reads the game well, very experienced. Yeah, I think you can't really do wrong with Dansgaard, considering he loves. He's been with you before, so yeah, I think you're going to get a good defender all round.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks for that question, Rob. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on this one. It does seem to be rumbling on, but we will keep an eye on it. Listen, Craig, thanks ever so much for coming on, mate, and I'll speak to you soon, buddy.
Cheers for having me on. Thank you. Cheers, but have a good one, lads.
Right, thanks for that, Craig. Right, we'll jump into some comments then, lads. Let me just see where I was. So Rob's saying, thanks, Nick. Hope to see you one day. I'm getting a season ticket for the first time in 5 years, as I wasn't giving money to the pathetic previous owners. Yeah, Rob, I think that's the case with a lot of people this season. A lot of people were adamant that they wasn't going to give their money to the Chinese, and I completely understand why. It was funny because after me and my pal renewed my season ticket, we went into the Roof's pub and had a drink in there. And we're speaking to a couple what had pretty much done the same. They haven't been down the Blues for 20 years. So there's a lot of people doing that, Rob. And I think that's why the average attendance will be more than it was last season, even though we're in League One, if that makes sense. Like I said on previous podcasts, everyone seems really excited about it, man. And with this £20 million being reported, I kind of had an idea that we're going to spend big anyway. I think the 20, we could spend potentially 5 or 6 million on a striker and then spread the rate. I don't know how it's going to work. We're going to see. It's going to be an interesting summer anyway, isn't it, Rob? You're right, Lee. How are you, mate? It's just saying, how's everyone? I hope everyone's all right and having a great weekend in the chat. Or anyone who's watching it. Blue Nose saying Dansgaard was never really utilised at Blue, so left after Gary Monk's debacle. Was he? Did we have him under Monk? I thought it was before that. I did, mate. You might be right. After the Monk debacle, recovering his form at Warsaw, poached by Portsmouth, where he became a mainstay for them. Okay, nice one for that. So he was at Portsmouth. Yeah, he's definitely a League One player, isn't he? Lee's saying we just seen we have 20 million on players to get in. Yeah, this is what I'm saying, Lee. It's getting reported from Reluctant Nico, which is quite a good source, actually. That we've got 20 million to. I don't know where they picked that figure out from, but, it's all good, man. Toby's saying, all right, to Lee. Right. Wrexham pinched a player we was after. Who was that, Lee? I know every time we're going in for a player, it seems like Wrexham are in as well. I don't think it's really going to start getting moving for another week. I don't, lads. This transfer market. Yeah, we asked that one, didn't we, Rob? Yeah, Robbie, we asked that. Duncan saying hello. Are you, Duncan? You okay, mate? Duncan, was you're the one that phoned in the other day on Jay's podcast, isn't it? I'm sure it's you, Dunk. Yes, so yeah. Right, what should we have a look at a few more bits before we end it? Having the money, Rob saying having the money is great, but this is the thing, mate. I don't know whether these signings are Gardner signings, what he'd lined up for this season, thinking we was going to be in league. I want Chris Davis to be involved with these signings, mate. I don't want Gardner to have full lead. And this is why I'm worrying about us getting signings in early, because that tells me that they're not. Chris Davis hasn't been involved with it, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, I'm worried about that as well. Yeah, it was you. Yeah, you're right, Dunk. How are you, mate? You having a good Sunday, son? Portsmouth wasn't an error. I meant Plymouth. Yeah. He was. I think he's been at Plymouth for 3 years, mate. So, I'm sure. I hope so, Dunk. I hope he is involved, mate, because I don't know about Gardner. Let's have a look at some other things I've bookmarked. So this is yeah, we've read that, ain't we? So this is the guy we was talking about from Sparta, Rotterdam, the Tobias Lett or something like that. He's a Norwegian, 6'4", 5-6 million. You know, he's obviously a tall target man. Is that something Chris Davis wants, a target? I don't know, because you don't. I don't know, lads, man. It might not even happen anyway. Yeah, this is just going on about the things. Not many clubs have been relegated to League One and end up selling out all of their hospitality boxes for the entire season before we've even kicked a ball. We're back. It's not even a joke. I think. Let me just double check. Oh yeah, Paik Sung Ho. Right. So let me go back to this one. Paik Sung Ho. Right. Give me 1 second, lads. Because I read somewhere, Paik Sung Ho may be persuaded to stay, and it's coming from a Korean reporter who reports on Korean players what are playing abroad. But I can't. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this is from Joel Kim, who reports on, like I said, Korean players what are playing in England, really. So he goes on to say, we're going somewhere and you want to be part of that. So he's talking about Chris Davis. The new BCFC manager, Chris Davis, is intent on convincing stars like Paik Sung Ho to stay with Blues despite the League One relegation. I have had a couple of conversations, but more will happen in the next. I would imagine that's in the next few weeks. So, yeah. I've had a couple of conversations, but more will happen in the next few weeks. When the players come back in, my message to the players around that is that I'm a symbol of that, exactly that. I'm someone who could well be a manager in the Championship now, possibly even higher, who knows. But I've chosen to come to a club that's going somewhere. Okay, so what's everyone think about Paik? Would you like to see him stay? I think I would, but then we've got the same guy reporting that Blackburn Rovers are interested in him. You know, John Eustace is Blackburn Rovers. So no, it isn't him reporting on it. So it's Alan Nixon. He's just picked up on it. Journalist Alan Nixon wrote on the Patreon that Blackburn Rovers want new boy Paik Sung Ho. So they've picked up on this. He's saying it just could be a rumour. But and then you get like Blues Focus and all that kind of picking up on it. Yeah, there's some more pictures here of this hospitality thing. It does look smart, doesn't it? I mean, I'm sure we'll never get in there, but it's all money coming in it, lads. That's the way I look at it. So yeah, I think we'll go to the comments. I think we've just got to be patient with the transfer thing. And do you know what? I'll be pretty pleased if we don't sign anyone in the next week or two, because then that goes to show that Chris Davis is involved, like Robbie mentioned. Okay, let me get some comments. I mean, it's nice to see you all interacting in the comments as well, because this is what I want to try and create. It's like a little community. So don't sound, I'm sure Chris is involved. Let's hope so, mate. 2 strikers, hunting pairs, 1 big, 1 small. Yeah, I remember you saying that. I mean, it's very old-fashioned, isn't it? Very old-fashioned. I'm not sure he's going to play that with 2 up top, 1 big, 1 small. It's very much, Crouch and Defoe times you got talking about there, Doug. I'm not sure he's going to play like that. But who knows? Who knows? It's League One, isn't it? We don't know. Robbie's saying he agrees with you. Definitely, Duncan desperately needs strikers. Yeah, so this is the thing as well. Like we talked about Tyler Roberts on the last video, didn't we, lads? And where will Tyler Roberts fit? Because he's not a number 9 for me. He's not an out number 9, a goal scorer. So we definitely got to get a couple of strikers in. We need faces all over the pitch, to be fair. He will have his say. Chris will make him better, no doubt. Yeah, man. Anyone going, watch Scotland lose? They're playing tonight. Yeah. Who are they playing against? I can't think who it is. Is it Hungary? Hungary, innit? They've got to win that, ain't they? What do you think of the Euro so far? I think it's been a shocking tournament, Bruno's saying Bojan Majowski. This was the one I was going to mention, and I completely forgot about it on the last stream. He's worth about 6 or 7 million, isn't he? A free-range striker from Aberdeen who has been made to play as a winger. Yeah, he has, which he doesn't like, but still got 26 goals last season in all competitions. He doesn't want to stay in the Scottish Premier League. So was he being played out wide? Was he then, Blue Nose? And he's probably his best position in strike. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I did see that, mate. I did see that link, and it was something I was going to mention, but I just did. For some reason, I didn't get round to it. Oh, you blew something. You're right, mate. Pike, great if he stays at the club, but doubt it. Yeah, I mean, I think definitely Pike Sungo will go. I think 1 or 2 others will as well. We talked about Dembele as well. I think we don't know the attitude of Dembele here. I know Pete says about his attitude and that, but I'm not sure we know what his attitude's like. I think everyone just goes off. He doesn't track back. But I don't know, mate. Like I said, let him get his let him settle in, right? Let him take a few training sessions, assess the characters, because that's one word he keeps mentioning, is the characters of the players and the staff, and let him make his mind up of who he wants to keep, and if he can keep them. I'm of the opinion if someone doesn't want to hack League One football for a season, then they can go. Do you know what I mean? That's not being nasty. It's just like if they don't want to be here, then it's not worth having them around. That goes for any player, really. You're right, Gary. I will play 2 up top if we keep most of the players from last season. They can't play the simple passing game. It is a good point of football that was obvious to see to everyone. So 2 up top is what they need to do. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. We couldn't pass win, could we, last season? But what he's going to build his own squad, though, isn't he, Gary? Do you know what I mean? And I'm sure he's not going to be one who playing long ball football. Do you know what I mean? He's not that sort of coach, mate. So I understand what he's saying. I mean, when we got relegated, I was like, get a big man and someone to play off him and just go long, or if and I hope he does mix it up. To be fair, I hope he doesn't play out from the back every single time. I wanted to play a little bit like Mowbray, which was a kind of hybrid of Rooney's football and Eustace's football, where it wasn't daft to play out from the back and go long if we need to. Do you know what I mean? But we'll see. We'll see how he wants to play. So yeah, they're playing Hungary, Scotland. Yeah, mate, been saying for ages we need 2 up front, Gary, but it falls on deaf ears. one up front is no good for it. We've never been any good with one up front, have we? Yeah, Miofsky, that's it. Prefers free range striker. That's what they call him, striker rather than an SS, which supports it. Yeah. So he's main striker. Yeah, Duncan, captain is the biggest for me. Got to be a centre back or a centre midfielder, a leader, blood and guts. Yeah, man. What do you think about Bielik being captain? I mean, that's the only. I'd make him captain. The players we've got now at the club, I think Bielik has to be made captain. But I get what you're saying. It needs to be a centre back. Do you think Bielik's captain material? I think he could probably be. I hope not, mate. I hope not. And this is, I haven't got an agenda against Bakuna, but he just turns up when he wants to, mate. I only heard nothing about him, to be fair, whether he's staying or not. I'd imagine the players are still on holiday. I don't even know when they're back. I know the fixtures come out Thursday. We'll do a fixture release day. We'll do a live. Might do a live. I think they'll come out at 9 o'clock on Thursday, the fixtures. So have a look round. Lee's saying you need a top-class striker to play one up front. We don't have one at the minute, yeah. I mean, we've got Djukovic in it. Djukovic, and whether you can count Roberts as a number 9, I don't know. Yeah, definitely striker, mate. Good shout. Blue Sun, I hope Bakuna stay my favourite player. You like Bakuna. I mean, don't get me wrong, Lee, he's class, man. On his day, he's a Premier League player, but he's too inconsistent. You probably get them kind of performances, I don't know, once every 4 or 5 games. And it's like, sometimes it's like he's playing with 10 men, sorry. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't keep him. And his attitude as well, he's just, it just comes across like he's too big for you wouldn't want to play in League One, I'm telling you, mate. Gary saying Bielik captain, yeah, definitely. Do you think it's true about the 20 million or just hot air from Blues to sell tickets? Well, I don't know whether it's true. I don't know where they've, like I said, Gary, I don't know where they've put the 20 million out. I think maybe they've said we're going to spend big, and these sources are picking up on it late and have just threw a number out. But I expect us to spend big anyway, mate. Do you know what I mean? Whether 20 million will be the ballpark figure, I don't know. But the main thing for me is I want the manager, Gary Davies, Chris Davies, to be involved with the signings, mate. I don't want Gardner bringing him in on his own, bringing in injury prone players and all that. I can see why people get pissed off with him, though. Pissed off with Uli. Great show again, chap. Nice one, Gary. Right, you have a good Sunday, mate. Bielik, yeah. Yeah, Bielik for captain, yeah. Is it true, mate? 100%. 20 million. And they went, yeah, well, the thing is, Lee, and everyone watching, it's like we're not under FFP this season. So it's a completely different financial structure. So we can spend pretty much what we want. Do you know what I mean? So it's not like the previous seasons where we've got to watch what we spend and how much wages we're giving out. It's like what Wrexham done. If you think about it, Wrexham were in the non-league. Do you know what I mean? They've just brought the way to League One. I'm sure, no doubt, they'll be up there next season as well, Wrexham. Do you know what I mean? Blah, blah, saying, yeah, flick on. Yes, a flick on at Saints at good in the air in the 4-2-3-1 is a must. He's a much better than young kids' goal ratio, 3.80. Yeah, I mean, like, if he plays in a 4-2-3-1 and it's him up front, I don't know, mate. We'll have to see. About. I've got a mad feeling that the guy we've talked about, the Norwegian guy, won't come. And this is why I don't really do many videos. I'm just. It was only because that reluctant Nico. The leaks come from reluctant Nico that I do it, and I wanted to do one on Dan Scar anyway, and it was good to get Craig on and give his view on as a Plymouth Argyle, because I reckon the Dan Scar one will happen. I do. I agree with what you're saying about Davies having all the say on the transfers. Yeah, he needs to be involved, mate. Do you know what I mean? Because we had so many managers last season, you can understand why, especially in the January, why probably Gardner was making all the shots. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I think Ryan Allsop has come from Craig Gardner's book from 6 months ago when Rooney was here. I think he was pending to come in this summer regardless, Ryan Allsop, because Rooney's raving about him. Do you know what I mean? So, but anyway, we need 2 keepers, so it doesn't matter. Duncan saying maybe not 2 up front, but a number 10 that's just off the striker. Yeah, we know what you mean, Dunk. Yeah, so it's a 4-2-3-1, but the 10's kind of like. So if we did get that big guy, sort of playing him as a 1 up front, but having someone sat behind him, getting the flick-ons, kind of running off him. Yeah, we know what you mean, mate. Lee's saying we got a good striker in the under-20. You're going about Dixon, surely. Can't see why he don't get picked after all. The academy has just been brilliant over the years. Yeah, I'm sure we'll see Dixon, mate, next season, no doubt. No doubt about it. Do you know what I mean? That we'll see Dixon. He's banging him in last season. And that Donovan as well, Ramal Donovan, we'll see more of him as well. Bruno saying Miofsky has scored 43 goals over 2 consecutive SPL seasons for Aberdeen. Can you imagine him up top with Tyler Roberts in a 4-4-2 with Miyoshi on the right, Anderson on the left, George all behind him? Yeah, that would be class, man. So have a look at this Miofsky. Let's have a look at him. Miofsky. Bojan Miofsky. Let me get him up and I'll share my screen with you. Okay. Right, 1 second. Let me just get this up, lads, and I'll share it with you. Right, let me take this down. Miofsky. I'm terrible at pronouncing foreign names, man. 1 second. Right, we'll go with the transfer hub. Okay, so he's 24 years old. His height is 1.89. Someone let me know how what's that in foot and inches, please. I'm sure it's about 6 foot. That 6'1" maybe. He's North Macedonian. He's a centre forward. So this was last season. Would this be for Aberdeen then? So for Aberdeen, let's double check. Yeah, it would have been Aberdeen last season. Okay, he played 33 times, scoring 14 goals, getting 2 assists. He was in the starting 11 for 100% of the time. Goal participation 46%. So yeah, so whoever it was, I can't remember. Sorry for not remembering. Saying he was played on because these are his positions he can play. So he can play as a number 9, a number 10, so whoever cursor is, and he can also play out wide. But your man who was just commented, I can't think who it was. Sorry, said there was Aberdeen was playing him from the left. So I would imagine he was coming in from the left and scoring his goals. So he could be very quick. To be fair. So did he go? He spent the whole of last season at Aberdeen. And then he's been at a load of foreign clubs, basically. If we've got his goal thingies. Career squad numbers 2 and points, biggest wins. So I'm just trying to find his stats, man. All seasons. I don't know why it doesn't tell you. So yeah. So he's not played in some big leagues, but he seems to be bagging the goals. Look, so here's his appearances on the left, and here's his goals in the next column. So in the Conference League, that would have been the UEFA Conference League. He played 5 times for Aberdeen. He got 2 goals, 1 assist. The Europa League qualifying, he played twice, got 2 goals, and he also got an assist. In this, whatever the league this is, he played 30 times. This was about 3 years ago. Scored 8 goals, got 3 assists. Yeah, we see. I don't know. We'll have to see. He's worth about 6 or 7 million anyway, according to Transfer Market. Let's have a quick look at his profile. I'm sure he's worth about 5 or 6 mil. Yeah, 4 mil he's worth. 4 mil. It's been reported that we're due to pay about 5 or 6 for him, but we'll keep another one. We'll keep an eye on. Okay, we'll just go to some comments, then we'll finish up. England sounds good. Yeah, it does sound good. We'll have to, if we do sign him, like I do, I'll do a detailed breakdown of the player. Don't say and get him in already. Yeah, man. I mean, I suppose, listen, the Scottish Premier League, he was doing bits in there, getting plenty of goals. You know what I mean? From a first look, it wouldn't be a bad shout, would it? Gary's saying he would be ideal, but will Blues actually spend that much? If so, they will need to move fast or another club will snap him up. How many times has this happened at Blues? Yeah. I mean, I hope at least we're speaking to him and turning his head. Do you know what I mean, guys? If it's someone what Blues wants and Chris Davis wants, I hope we're talking to him. Do you know what I mean? Saying, listen, we're interested in you. We just need to sort a few things out. But keep us in mind. I would imagine that's the case at the moment. Robbie's saying he likes the sound of this guy. Yeah. I mean, he looks better than. I mean, I couldn't get that many stats on that Tobias, but he look. If I was to pick right now, I'd pick that the second one. I forgot his name already. I can't pronounce Mrvojevic or something like that. Yeah, I'll pick him over your man. John saying, I feel Blues will spend as much on players CD wants as Chris Davis wants. Okay. Yeah, I do as well, mate. I think they'll back him. I think they really will back him. And the wages as well, you know what I mean? Let's not mess around with the wages as well, especially if the young kids, young, talented kids. And I've mentioned this about getting these fringe players from the big teams, what I'm making the bench here and there for like Liverpool. I think BCFC Ireland mentioned a guy called James McConnell from Liverpool. I want to see players like that. We're interested in players like that. I do. 18 goals and 26 goals. So that's his last 2 seasons, isn't it? He got 26 last season, 18 the season before. Yeah. Dunk saying, Robbie, I agree. Fantastic age. He's 24. Can only get better. Yeah, it's a great age, to be fair, for a striker. You probably want him a little bit older, 26, but, you can develop him. He's one to keep around. Give him a 3-year contract, as long as he's not injury prone. Just checked his injury record, really. For that money, he's perfect fit. Yeah, Blues, someone saying, keep right on everyone. Bristol City, Plymouth and Blues are all in for him. Yeah, I did see there was a few Championship clubs, and that's another bit of a worry, isn't it? Like, would he come to the League One? Would he come to League One, or can we sell him this thing we're building? Do you know what I mean, lads? Can we sell him this? Give him a little bit more money than Bristol, because Bristol City and Plymouth have got no dough, mate. They really haven't got no money. We're much richer than them 2 clubs, so potentially giving players extra wages could be an incentive. And John Arlen saying, I think the 20 million figure is the likes of Nixon's put on it. Yeah. We just spoke about that, John. Not in the no, but got a hunch JJ will stay. Okay, I think Pike has a relegation clause, but if CD can get in his ear, who knows? Yeah. You got a hunch JJ will stay. I don't know, mate. I think he's off. I do. I think we was lucky to keep him in January. I think maybe Atlanta. I think he'll go Atlanta, or I mean, I can't see him staying with us. But he'd be a player I'd be willing to keep as well as Pike. But I would imagine that as well, John. That Pike's got a relegation clause. We'll probably see the back of Pike. If CD knows he can get his ear to the ground, yeah, man. He's JJ. Well, this is what we're hearing, aren't we, Lee? He's Atlanta and a couple of other clubs. So I don't think he'll stay personally. He's a Wales international. Wales have just sacked their manager, so there's going to be a new manager coming in. They're going to want to be looking at JJ. I just think he'll be asked to play in a higher league than League One. I don't know though. You don't know, do you? Because the thing was, we weren't even playing him. The vast majority of last season, we weren't even playing him. It was only Rooney what played him. Do you know what I mean? The systems weren't fitting him. But like you say, someone mentioned it. I think it was John about, listen, if Chris Davis can get in the ear of some of these players what are thinking of leaving, who we'd like to keep about, then that would be great, man. Miofsky said he prefers to go to the EFL rather than Scotland. Yeah. Let's hope it comes to us, man. Yeah, Robbie's saying JJ will leave. I'm sure that. Surely over 10 million. What you think? Yeah, I mean, you're talking from seven upwards, I would imagine, for JJ. You know, 7, 8 plus add-ons or something like that. I don't know about 10 million. I'd say 10 million tops, but you're talking 7 million at least for your man JJ, and then add-ons. You know what I mean? Because he's going to go places. JJ, he will play in the Premier League. He will play in the top 5 leagues in the world. He will do eventually. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, good call, Nick. Yeah. Listen, lads, there's 52 you're watching. Do me a massive favour. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new, and leave a comment in the comments section. Anyone who watching on replay. We have been going for 50 minutes. Thank you for everyone that's watched. Everyone that's left comments. You know, everyone's hit the like button. We are over 1,000 subscribers now. And, again, a massive thank you to you all. You know, anything what comes about in terms of transfers, big news, I'll come on and jump on and do a live. So hit the notification bell as well, so it just tells you that I'll be. I mean, I think I set it for an hour in front, so you know it'll just give you a little signal, just say that I'm going live if this is the sort of stuff that you like. But all have a great rest of your weekend and keep right on.